In a high-tech conference room in South Korea, Dr. Kim Jin-woo, a top AI executive at Samsung, scoffed at a proposal. The name on the screen was Rafael Santos, from Manila, Philippines. A Filipino AI developer, Dr. Kim said, his voice dripping with skepticism. Let me guess, another chatbot. Maybe an image recognition app that's 5 years behind. He scrolled through the proposal, which detailed an AI that could understand conversations mixing multiple languages. Common practice in the Philippines, known as code switching. This is adorable, Dr. Kim smirked. Google has teams of hundreds working on this, and this person from Manila thinks he can do it better with what? A laptop and determination? He dismissed the idea, without even looking at the code. Rejected. Next. 7,000 miles away, Rafael Santos stared at the generic rejection email. He was 32. A self-taught coder who'd fought his way through university, often choosing between buying textbooks and eating a meal. He'd spent years at an outsourcing company, building projects for Silicon Valley clients. For the last 3 years, every spare moment had been poured into his passion project. Word travels fast in the tech world, and soon he heard what Dr. Kim had said, that the Philippines wasn't a place for AI innovators. That night, over a dinner of instant ramen, he told his girlfriend, Anna, they didn't even look at it, he said. They rejected me based on my location, their assumptions. Anna squeezed his hand. So, prove them wrong. And that's exactly what he planned to do. Over the next few months, Rafael assembled a small team of brilliant, self-taught Filipino developers. There was Maria from Cebu, Carla Say, college dropout with an extraordinary mind for neural networks, and Jasmine, a former teacher who understood the nuances of language. They met in Rafael's tiny apartment every weekend, fueled by shared pizza and a burning desire to create something revolutionary. They couldn't afford expensive cloud computing, so they optimized their code to run on their old laptops. They couldn't access professional training data, so they built their own, recording countless hours of their family and friends, talking in Taglish, the natural blend of Tagalog and English. Rafael explained. The big tech companies see multilingual AI as simple translation. But that's not how we communicate. We create meaning through context and culture. If we can teach an AI to understand that, we'll have something nobody else has. 6 months later, they had a working prototype. It wasn't perfect, but it was groundbreaking. It could follow a conversation that switched seamlessly between English Tagalog and local slang, understanding not just the words, but the humor, emotion, and cultural context behind them. Rafael knew submitting to another big company would be pointless. They had to prove their concept publicly. They entered the Asia Connect AI Challenge, a prestigious competition drawing talent from across the continent. And on the panel of judges, none other than Dr. Kim Jin-woo. In Singapore, Rafael felt out of place. He carried a laptop held together with tape and wore his only dress shirt. He watched polished teams from major universities and corporations present their projects. Then, it was his turn. He walked to the front, connected his battered laptop, and took a deep breath. My name is Rafael Santos. I'm from the Philippines, he began, and I'm going to show you an AI that understands something your algorithms do how real people actually communicate. He started speaking naturally, mixing English and Tagalog. The AI on the screen didn't just transcribe his words. It analyzed the context, identified the code switching, and captured the tone. A told jokes, made cultural references, and switched between languages. The AI kept up with everything, demonstrating a level of understanding that left the room stunned into silence. In the third row, Dr. Kim leaned forward, his expression unreadable. The reason this works, Rafael explained, is because we didn't force our communication style into existing frameworks. We built our framework around how Filipinos actually talk. We taught it culture, not just vocabulary. He paused, looking directly at the judges. We built this in my apartment in Manila. We used computers most people would throw away. We had no corporate funding, no university backing. We just had an idea, some talent, and the determination to prove that innovation doesn't require an expensive address. The room erupted in applause. During the deliberation, Dr. Kim was quiet. Finally, he stood up. I need to see the code. For the next 90 minutes, he grilled Rafael, testing every line of code, every piece of logic. Raphael's work was elegant, efficient, and years ahead of what Dr. Kim's own teams had been struggling with. Finally, Dr. Kim sat back. "Do you remember submitting a proposal to Samsung 6 months ago?" he asked. Raphael nodded. "You're Dr. Kim." "I am," he said, his voice heavy. "And I rejected your work without looking at it. I made assumptions that were completely, inexcusably wrong. I told my team that the Philippines doesn't produce AI innovators. I was arrogant, and my prejudice blinded me to genuine talent." Then, he did something that shocked everyone. He stood, walked over to Raphael, and gave a deep, formal bow, a sign of profound respect and apology. "I am sorry," he said. That evening, Raphael's team won first place. The $50,000 prize was life-changing, but the victory was about something more. The story went viral. Filipino developer wins Asia Connect AI Challenge. With revolutionary multilingual AI within a week, Raphael had meeting requests from Google, Microsoft, and Samsung. Dr. Kim himself flew to Manila. Standing in Raphael's cramped apartment, he looked around in awe. "You built world-class AI here?" he asked. Maria replied, "We built it here because this is where we are. We had a problem worth solving and the skills to solve it." Samsung offered a partnership, a $15 million investment into Raphael's new company, which he named Salita, the Tagalog word for language. They insisted on one condition. The company had to stay in Manila, built by Filipino talent. 2 years later, Salita was valued at $200 million. At a tech conference, Dr. Kim introduced Raphael. "2 years ago, I looked at a proposal from a Filipino developer and rejected it," he told the crowd. "This man, with a fraction of our resources, built something my teams couldn't. The lesson is that talent is everywhere. Opportunity is not." At Salita's 5-year anniversary, Raphael stood before his team of over 200 employees. "When Dr. Kim rejected us, I was angry," he said. "But it stopped being about proving one person wrong and started being about proving something bigger, right? That Filipino developers are worth. That innovation can come from anywhere." He still keeps that rejection email, not as a reminder of the insult, but of the moment he decided that someone else's low expectations would never define his high ambitions. Raphael's story proves that gatekeepers don't determine your destination. They just show you which doors are locked. But there are always windows to climb through and new paths to create. Excellence has no nationality. Innovation has no address. And the future will be built by those with the courage to build it. And somewhere, in apartments and coffee shops across the Philippines, a new generation of developers heard his story and thought, "If he can do it, maybe I can too." They were right. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.